What's up, guys? Today I want to do a video on the topic of people in general. And I'm not gonna lie, this video is sort of like a rant, sort of like a moaning, complaining video. Um, but I haven't done one of these in a while, so let's just get started. Um, so I sort of set my goal to make more friends this semester and last semester, and it's something where I think I grabbed the balls to do it like every other day or so, for pretty much two reasons. One, like I'm not always sitting next to someone new. Two, sometimes I'm just not in the mood, whether I'm burned out from trying so much, or um, like honestly I like it's I'm just not in the mood. Like I'm not trying to gain anything from the person, um, or anything. So anyhow, I do it like every other day, and sure, some people are like, why are you trying to gain something out of the other person? You should just be there to spread and express your personality to them. And so, yeah, I sort of agree with that statement as well. That may be a fallacy on my part. But I set this goal, and I do it like, I don't know, sometimes every other day if there's someone next to me. So, sometimes I do this, and recently it's just like maybe it's because of just bad luck, but recently, um, the people I've been sitting next to are girls, and I'm just trying to be friendly, and they're just like dead from like not dead. They're just cold from the start. Like they don't make any eye contact with me. They're just looking straight forward when I'm talking to them. Like I'm sitting next to them in class, and um, some like don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm doing it while the professor's lecturing. Usually it's like before the class has started, or something or other, and it's just like it sucks. And the thing is, I truly think that maybe they think I'm hitting on them when I'm not. Like, I am not hitting on them. Like, some of the times it just boggles my mind because, um, like, there are these girls, and, like, I'm not, like, bless their hearts, but I'm not physically attracted to them in the slightest. I am simply there to make friends. And so, it just boggles my mind when that happens. And um, usually I try and brush it off like, oh, whatever. But lately, whether it's like it's happened often enough to a point where it's like, really, um, really again. And so I think there's either two things I can do. One is switch on my approach to make it clearly obvious, or just um, I don't know, simply talking to dudes only. And so recently it's happened quite a few times. By quite a few, I mean like two or three in the past um, week or two, and I don't know. It's just sort of weird at times, and what I think I'm going to be doing is just saying, look, I'm not hitting on you. I'm just trying to be friendly. But then I feel like they wouldn't believe me, and then they just get more weirded out. So it's like very hard. Like you would imagine, like for a person like me, um, making friends is just making friends. And so I made a video like a couple months ago, and it was like on this topic, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should stop um, only talking to girls I'm interested in. I'm going to try and make friends that are girls. And so I went out there, and here we are at this situation, which I am so surprised happened. I'm going to, as of now, I feel like what I can do is try and like fix it, and maybe I'm sort of coming across the wrong way, body language wise or whatever, to make them think that I'm hitting on them. But I don't know what it is. Uh, um, it may be like the opener. So like once I was sitting next to this girl. This actually happened today, and she was African American and she was overweight. Bless her heart. She was sitting to my right, and I sit down and I'm like sorry because I have to pull up the desk, um, to write on. So I'm like sorry, and she laughs. She's like no problem. And then after I pull up the desk, I'm like this class isn't too bad. It actually isn't that bad. And she's just like looking forward, like yeah, like literally like that, like fairly cold. And I'm like okay. Um, and then I say something like I hope the next test isn't that bad. And then she just gets colder. And so I'm just like all right. Please tell me it's not another one of those cases. So at the end of the class, after the professor's done lecturing, I say to her, "Hi, my name's Will. What's your name?" And maybe that was a little overkill, um, but I don't know. I wanted to make my attempt a real attempt. In the case that I underkilled previously. So I just went up and I shook her hand, and she was like when she turned to me and said what her name was, like her eyes and stuff, it was just like distant and cold, like don't like she I could tell like she thought I was like hitting on her or something, and she was like yeah hi, um, and I'm like what the heck is going on here, and so I think I asked, and then she turns away immediately, and then I'm like okay, and I'm like so what's your major? Are you a biology major? And she's like nope, animal science. And I'm like wow. And no, I didn't say wow, but I'm just like okay yeah, I'm a bio major. And then she gives the code body language, and I'm like all right, I'm off. And so the thing is, this has actually happened couple other times, give or take, and sometimes I think maybe the girl is either just shy or she's just full of herself. Um, but you get the idea. I'll give you another story just to show you guys what I'm saying here. Um, so there's this one girl. Um, she is in my class. It's test day, so maybe she was flustered because there's going to be exam. So I sit down and I'm just waiting for a test. It's been like 5 minutes. We'll probably wait 5 more minutes. I'm bored. She sits there. She sits down. Maybe she's just like urgent or she's really shy. And I ended up asking her a question. She answered with like one couple word reply. A long pause. Another question. Reply. Another pause and reply. And always she's just like she gives like a a little bit uneasy and looks forward. And no, none of these cases was I particularly shy or scared that would frighten the girl away or acting weird. In my opinion, sure maybe I could have come across more cocky or confident, but I don't think I was crazy, scared or anything. But long story short, she went like something like she went like I asked her something like are you Chinese? And she's like yeah. And then I'm like cool. What major are you? And I don't know, maybe it was a little too weird as a first thing. Maybe I should have gone in and went like hey, you take this class, right? Well, obviously she freaking takes this class. She's sitting next to me. You can see how hard it is, though. It's like, okay, she like what can I actually open with? Um, and and that's another thing though. Sometimes like I finally get the courage, like like there's all this anxiety, and I get the courage to say something, and the only reason I do it is because I convince myself. I think through all the possible things I can say, and all of them sound stupid, and I just say to myself, I don't care if it's stupid. Just try. Just try for once. You wasted 18 years of your life. Just try. Just do it, even if it's a stupid opener. And then I'll say it, and it's the most retarded opener in the world, and the girl looks at me like that. That is the most ridiculous thing ever. How how, how can you even say that? And I'm like, wow, wow. But those girls, you know what? You always run into a heckler. You know what? Screw them, whatever. So anyhow, I don't know. Maybe I could just went in more casually, more smoothly, with something like, rather than pestering her with like three random questions out of the gate, I could have just been like, hey, are you ready for? Hey, are you ready for this test? Actually, I've done that before, and like, whether it's because I'm in a lot of science classes and they're not used to that, or they're just not like sociable people, they're just like, yeah, I'm ready for the test, and then they just like cold shoulder me. But I don't know. It's tough work on it, and unless you actually try it for yourself, it can be pretty tough. But I don't know. Like maybe I'm just having a really bad week, um, and so yeah, that ends my rant, give or take. So yeah, leave some comments if you guys have any sort of feedback you want me to listen to. Like oh, those girls were just they were just terrible people. Um, and I can guarantee you, like it got to a point where it was very blatant that they were being cold to me, and the only reason I pushed it that far was because I'm always unsure about these things, and I want to make sure. So sometimes I try and be a little more friendly and engage and talk a little bit more, just to make sure that I didn't under try and uh, get the wrong idea. And so I mean these girls, like they're probably going to like make it a point to ignore me when they see me again. I've experienced it before. So if you guys have any feedback regarding, most importantly, stuff like uh, talking to these girls and um, them getting the wrong idea that I'm hitting on them, and um, feel free to leave it below. Should I just go balls to the wall, gay guy approach? I imagine like a gay guy immediately off the gate, he would say something like, "I'm gay. I'm not hitting on you," and immediately the girl would lighten up like crazy. I don't have to pretend I'm gay, but I could say like, "I'm not hitting on you," but I have a feeling they wouldn't believe me. I have a feeling a good portion wouldn't believe me. Some may. Or maybe you think I should um, just scrap it with these girls and just talk to the girls I want to hit on. Or maybe you think I'm just having a bad week and you'll run into girls who understand that they're not like beauty queens, and that not every guy, especially a guy like me who's not like some hunk, uh, wants to hit on her. Um, or maybe leave your feedback if you think, and again, these are all my theories, but um, maybe it's partially my fault because of the way I'm coming across. Maybe it's subconscious body language that gives off the impression that I'm hitting on them just based off nerves or previous repetition that imply that I'm hitting on a girl when I'm really not. Um, and oh yes, one last thing. A little bit of a last bit of ranting on guys. So I also try and make friends with guys. It just happens to be depends on who I sit next to in lectures and so forth. Uh, again, I know some people are like they told me, why do you do this in lecture? Um, you could just go to a club and then you have something in common with all these guys and then you'll be friends with them. Um, I do it because there's a lot of free time when I'm waiting for lectures anyways, and after I go to mandatory classes or classes that I think are really helpful, I don't want to go to clubs because I'm not interested in those. The clubs I am interested in, um, they just like there's only really like one or two right now, and I don't know. It's whatever. Like none of like it's whatever. I have no like real lenience to make friends with any of them because I mean like you really have to have like a like I've met all of them and they're just fine people. For instance, I am a part of League of Legends club, which Nerd Alert is like a video game club, but that's just something I do. Um, and like again, I've told a story about how like you can't force a friendship. It either happens or it doesn't. But anyways, I just do it because I mean it's some I may make a friend. Why not? And there's free time anyways, and so forth. So a little bit of a rant for guys. Um, it's kind of strange because sometimes I think on rare occasions the guy, I think the guy may be gay, and he thinks I'm hitting on him when I'm not. It's happened on rare occasions, more often than normal, and I think it ends up happening where it's like, holy crap! I think this guy may be gay, and he thinks I'm hitting on him, or may, or sometimes I'm like, oh shoot, I think I just came across like I'm gay and I'm hitting on him when I'm not freaking gay. Um, so maybe it's just something I have to, some sort of nervous tick that's coming across because I'm nervous that makes it seem like that. Or or it may just be like a bad streak, or it may just be me. Not everyone wants to be friends with me. It's a sad thing, but it's true. Like let's face the facts. I mean, I am who I am. I'm Asian. I have glasses. I like a small subset of things, and those things are the only things I'm really passionate about. And I mean, it's hard to connect, whether they want to or not. Sometimes they're not even open to find out, and they're just not interested. Screw them. Sometimes they're mean. Sometimes it's just they're not interested. No big deal. But it's I mean it couldn't hurt if like some of them gave me more of a chance. But that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys like this rant. I'm done ranting for the day. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.